Hello everyone, TMMgamer here, and today I'm bringing you some more Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3, and this gameplay has to be, I think, the best gameplay I've uploaded so far. You know, it's a striker gameplay on Bootleg, and it's a kill confirm game, and I'm using the striker with a foregrip and the single Scorpion. Now, Bootleg is, I think it's going to be my favourite map in Modern Warfare 3. It definitely is at the moment, because it's a map where you can do well pretty much regardless of what weapon you use. Because some maps, you know, it's a very, very close quarters map, such as Dome, or it's quite a large map, for example, Fallen. I mean, there are quite a lot of long sight lines in the map like Fallen, so you stick to certain weapons on those maps. But Bootleg, it really does give you a nice choice of weapons to use, so you can easily see people doing well with pretty much any weapon in the roster on this map, and that's a really good sign. You know, if you can pick pretty much any weapon and do well with it, it's a sign that the map is pretty well balanced. I mean, there are a couple of very, very cheap head glitching spots on this map, and you see me die to, you know, a couple of them at some point in the gameplay, but I have to say, the vast majority of this map is very, very good. So that's the map out of the way. I want to talk about this setup. You know, I still haven't unlocked range, damage and extended mags on the shotguns, but I know that when I eventually do that, I'm just going to go to town with this striker. It's my favourite weapon in Call of Duty, you know. I really, really like the shotguns in Modern Warfare 2, and unfortunately, for some reason, Infinity Ward decided to make them a primary weapon, but in the process of doing that, completely nerfed them. I mean, I can understand nerfing them if you're going to keep them as secondaries, but if they're a primary weapon competing against assault rifles, they in my opinion anyway, they really do need a buff, because, you know, as you see there, it takes a little bit too long to kill people with a shotgun. I mean, it takes half the time to kill someone with a SMG right up close, and in a shotgun, for example with the Spas 12, you can get 2 hit markers with that thing. With a pump action shotgun, it's ridiculous really, but, you know, even without the extended mags and the damage and the range, you know, the striker is still an absolutely fantastic weapon to use, and I can't believe I died there. And even if I did, what a horrible, horrible way to play Modern Warfare 3. There's very, very few bugbears I've got with a new card, and another, you know, one of them is consistent throughout. It's just the people who treat their KD as the most important thing in their lives, and they will use every single scrubby tactic in order to protect it. I mean, there's so many times when you look at the kill cam and your death is a guy with blind eye and with Assassin Pro sitting in the corner with a silenced ACR shooting you in the back as you made a play for an objective or made a play for some dog tags or whatever, and it just stinks. I hate dying to people with stealth perks. In my opinion, I would not have them in the game because it just slows it down unnecessarily. I mean, it's a first-person shooter, you know, it's meant to be action, you know, fast-paced, action-packed, and to reward people for playing like douches isn't really what I see as in a good game, but still, they still managed to get quite a big stomping in this match. Now, I've finally been able to get onto Call of Duty a little bit over the last few days, you know, with all my work done and what have you, but you know, I don't want to keep harping on about this now because it seems like I'm, you know, just going, oh, I can't get good gameplay because I've been working. There's no excuse for me now, and hopefully this gameplay is a start of something brilliant. You know, I really, really want to bring out some absolutely stunning gameplay for you, and, you know, this is well on the way. Like I was saying a little bit earlier, if I was using some slightly bigger kill streaks, this gameplay could have been even more spectacular, but as it is, it still turns into quite a nice gameplay. And I have to say, I do really like this kill streak setup of UAV, Predator missile, attack helicopter, because it's nice and easy to get, and because the fact is, now in Modern Warfare 3 you can just continually recycle kill streaks, it means you can really churn through Predator missiles. And I'm not sure how many Preds I get in this game, but it must be around the 4 or 5 mark, and a couple of attack helicopters to boot, you know, really churning them out, and it just keeps a constant presence above the map. And if you manage to do that, you're going to have a lot greater chance of victory than if you let the enemy team have all of the air support. You know, just one more thing on the air support. As you can see from that last Predator missile, Bootleg is a little bit of a cluttered map. There's quite a lot of inside areas, so you're not going to get the massive kill whoring games on this. You know, you're not going to get the massive sprays with the Osprey gunner, but to be honest, why do you want to? You know, Modern Warfare 3 for me is all about getting up close and personal with a submachine gun, with a shotgun, and just trying to get in people's faces. I know you do die a lot and you die quickly, but I see that as so much more fun than sitting in a corner, you know, going 20-4 with an Assassin Pro and a silenced ACR and thinking you've had a good game. You know, I'd much rather charge around the map and see how it goes than just camp horribly in a corner and, you know, just decimate people. What's the fun in sitting in a corner and going 20-4 in a game, in a game of domination as well, which can take 10 minutes? There really is very little fun in that at all. And I can understand cautious play. You know, obviously you're just not going to gunko rush over a bridge when there's 3 or 4 enemies with sight lines to it. But you know, I'm just trying to hopefully lead the revolution here of getting some people off their asses in buildings and actually getting them to wander around. And you know, I looked at the kill cam there and I looked at that in theatre mode and I still couldn't see that guy from my position. You know, he must have had a really good spot because I just did not see him at all. But ho hum, only 1 death. You know, hopefully by watching these videos and seeing that you can rush around with a shotgun and have fun, it will encourage you guys to try the same, because too often in all of the Call of Duties you see so many people playing like scrubs, and it's not like your new players. If a guy's level 5 or if even a guy's like level 30 in First Prestige, you can understand him playing a little bit like a scrub because he's still learning the controls. But today, for example, there was a guy called Semper Fi, but of course he wasn't called Semper Fi. He was called like S_E_ you know, some ridiculous combination of letters and symbols. But I played about 6 or 7 games with him. He was in one of my lobbies, and I had quite a good connection in the lobby, so I didn't bail. You know, he was in it for 6 or 7 games, and every single game he used the same class of Blind Eye Pro, Assassin Pro, Sit Rep Pro, Silenced ACR with a red dot, 2 attachments. He used that class every single game, and out of the 6 out of the 7 games he was on the losing side, and every single game he went like 20-5 and 21-7, and he must have been sitting there thinking he was having a great session whilst his team crumbled around him. I mean, I remember getting killed 5, 6, 7 times by this guy, and every time he killed me, it was as I just spawned miles and miles and miles from the objective. And players like that just lose you games. So if there's anything you have to learn from this video today, it's that sitting on your backside in a corner will win you nothing. Even in team deathmatch, the team that will run around and have better gun skill will beat the team that sits on their asses in corners all day, unless of course they're hidden tactics, which I think those guys are absolutely awesome. You know, if you haven't checked those guys out, I fully recommend it. It's some absolutely hilarious Call of Duty stuff. I mean, their Black Ops stuff, in my opinion, has been their best stuff, but I have to say their Modern Warfare 3 stuff is getting up there now, and that was a mistake on my part. I did not expect that guy to turn around, so there's a lesson for you there as well. Even if a guy's running away from you, don't think you've got the time to switch weapons. I mean, I tried it there and got completely mowed, but you know, the Scorpion did serve me well in the rest of this game, and I have to say, dual wielded, they are really up there with the FSGs. I think they are. I'm still not remembering all the weapons, but you know, I think it is the FSG 9s that, you know, the really good dual wield machine pistols. But I have to say, the Scorpions are right up there. They have a lot less ammo than the FSGs or whatever they're called, but they make up for that with absolutely fantastic hip accuracy. You know, you can pick people off from a really long way away, and it's very interesting indeed to be able to kill people from so far away with a dual wield weapon. It really does act as a great foil for your shotgun, and I know that it's a little bit annoying to use the single one, but as you can see here, on a decent connection you really can get to use them. Now, that is the gameplay. I think the final score there is 45-11. I couldn't quite see that, but either way, it's a really nice gameplay. It was a gameplay where I was just feeling so up for it, and in a session that I was feeling so up for it. So hopefully now there will be many more quality gameplays for you. I'm really pleased you guys have sat there. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. If you have, please rate and comment as always, and as always guys, have a fantastic day.